to the number 97 Honda. It is Vierke who holds that position, but he's offline somewhat there. Michael van der Mark looking menacing on his tail, using every inch of the circuit. Alex Lowe's trying to stick with him. Lowe's is now only one position ahead of Jonathan Ray, who's only 0.4 of a second back. Here goes van der Mark, so much more confidence to run that tighter line through 15 and 16, and van der Mark moves clear now into 6th place. Vierke into 7th, and Jonathan Ray menacing on the tail of Alex Lowe's on this final lap. Teammate on teammate battle for KRT pride. What little pride there is for KRT in what has been seconds down the road. The domination continues in 2023. Unbeaten this season so far. Alvaro Bautista takes his first Ducati victory here in Mandalika. Toprak Razgatlıoğlu is beaten for the first time here since 2021. Andrea Locatelli is home for third, another podium for him, and the race to the line between the two KRT men for 9th. Mottle Indonesian round getting underway. A little bit of lift off the line from Alvaro Bautista, but he's going to pull immediately alongside Andrea Locatelli, and one for a rocket ship getaway from Axel Bassani as well. Toprak Razgatlıoğlu defends the line. That allows Bassani to slip between the two. Down goes Michael Ruben Rinaldi from 4th position in the early stages. Rinaldi with a heavy spill into turn 1. Devastation for him. He had a disastrous race 1 in Phillip Island last time out, and race 1's going to end in disaster here in Mandalika as well. Promoted up into 4th position now is Danilo Petrucci, so that's a great start for him from 7th position on the grid. Jonathan Ray hasn't had the best of getaways. He's still down in 8th position, in fact make that 9th because Scott Redding has got through on him as well. So it's Razgatlıoğlu who leads, it's Bautista in 2nd, Bassani as aggressive as ever in the early stages, Danilo Petrucci in 4th position, and 3 Ducatis up there in the top 4 places. Andrea Locatelli mugged in the early running.
Yeah, 3 up in the 4, and then you had Rinaldi in the midst of that as well. So off the line we saw once again just how good the Ducati is in that acceleration zone into turn 1. Bassani coming from 6th on the grid, almost into P2 at one stage, so that does give you a good indication of where that V4R is.
Andrea Locatelli for only the 2nd time in his Superbike World Championship career, qualifying up on the front row of the grid, and for the 2nd time here in Mandalika as well. Unfortunately for him, he's robbed right from the off. He ends up down in 5th position under some pressure from Alex Lowe's as he also tries to hunt down Danilo Petrucci. A strong start from Petrucci on the number 9. The big story though of this opening lap has got to be that retirement for Michael Ruben Rinaldi, who stalks his way through the gravel trap in frustration.
Super stuff from Xavi Vierke as well there on the number 97 on the Honda to come through from 13th on the grid up into the top 10 and 7th spot. Good effort from him on the 97.
Benefiting from some of the chaos around him as well. Vierke getting up into 7th position. He's got Jonathan Ray right behind him now for 8th, and Ray almost alongside to try and make another pass early on.
Yeah, Petrucci looks like he's bottlenecking all this group now as well, so Locatelli needs to make that progress pretty quickly on the 55 Yamaha.
And as Danilo Petrucci holds back Andrea Locatelli, that's enabling Axel Bassani to escape away. 0.6 of a second is now the gap behind Bassani in those podium positions. Bassani though doesn't look to have the pace to go with Bautista, and Bautista, after a calm and cautious opening lap, is now starting to give some real chase to Toprak Razgatlıoğlu, your race leader. We're on board now with Bautista as they head towards turn number 10. Toprak's going to be good enough on the brakes through there, but Bautista could be set to menace down this 723-metre start-finish straight at the beginning of lap 3.
Yeah, the most important corner on the track right now for Toprak is the last corner. Try and get your exit at that perfect to try and stretch out as much of a lead over Bautista as you can, but as it is right now, Alvaro doing a good job just to keep that pressure on. Bassani's coming into that as well. We know that Alvaro's out there on the X tyre, so he's got that softer rubber in this early stage.
And Jonathan Ray now through on Xavi Vierke for 7th position. He'd already dispatched Scott Redding. A bit of a moment there in the background of the shots there for one of the BMWs as Jonathan Ray sits in 7th position, then Vierke behind him in 8th, then it's Scott Redding in 9th position, and Garrett Gerloff rounding out your top 10 as things stand. And we see on to the start-finish straight then at the beginning of lap number 3. Razgatlıoğlu with Bautista almost alongside him already. Thankfully for Toprak, it's the heaviest braking zone on the circuit at the end of that start-finish straight, and that allows him to hold on at the head of the field. Yeah,
and he has to do this for 21 laps as well, don't forget, because Alvaro is going to get opportunities to get alongside Toprak, and that's where Toprak on the 54 out in front has to be perfect all the time. Alvaro only needs to make the move once.
Well, Toprak might appreciate it here if Axel Bassani shakes things up with Alvaro Bautista. That might give him a little bit more